Thursday to you. I hope you're having a wonderful week, getting ready for the weekend. That's awesome. It's always such a great time. For me, it's actually Wednesday at 10 a.m. That's when I'm recording this, but for you, it's Thursday. If you are viewing this video because you saw me on campus today passing out flyers, thank you so much for clicking the QR code. That's awesome. That is what means the most to me, is getting out and meeting you guys, getting excited, getting involved. YouTube is a way to meet everybody that I can't see in person and to get the message to more people, but I really love being out there. I'll be out there all the time. So thank you for your engagement. Thank you for accepting the paper. I hope you enjoyed the candy on it. Hope you enjoyed the message. The title, how to not be a sucker for the 1%, because it's just serendipitous. Some stuff happened this week. So let's go into it real quick. Just not a long video, guys. I'm easing into this thing, into YouTube. So, as I'm sure many of you know, the Coca-Cola AI video dropped. The one where Coca-Cola is bragging about how it took less humans to make, yet it looked crappy and the animals were weird. And, and there were glitches. I didn't even go that far into it. But what I did notice was that there was like 30,000 dislikes or something the last time I checked versus like 5,000 likes. So that just shows the sentiment here. So let's look at some weird numbers. So according to the World Economic Forum for 2025, they estimate that 92 million jobs could be displaced globally by AI by 2030. According to the McKinsey Global Institute, a 2017 paper, but it's still valid up, projects that 400 to 800 million workers worldwide could be displaced by automation. So not just AI, robots and all of that such. And we'll have to find, obviously, new careers. Goldman Sachs for 2023 says that generative AI could expose up to 300 million jobs to automation. So that's crazy. Those are a lot of numbers. And the thing is that that's where the 1% is putting all their money right now. They're going to say it's changing the future. It's burning through energy. It's burning through resources. People are losing their jobs for this AI slop, and then you look at this, that in the last 10 years, Americans have seen their electric rates jump by about a third. Okay. The private energy industry is making $50 to $60 billion in profit a year. And now they want to invest something like $7 trillion in the next 5 years or so into AI infrastructure. They want to rebuild electric grids and make new power centers for data centers. They're actually talking about building new nuclear plants to power AI. Now, wrap your head around that, America. Wrap your head around it. These guys, these top 1%ers, are willing to invest $7 trillion into an industry that's going to destroy jobs for the majority of us without even a game plan to replace those jobs. Why? Because it's going to save them money on the other end. It's not going to change our lives. Yeah, we can look up information better. I mean, it's damn useful. Don't get me wrong. It's useful, but it's not going to change our everyday lives for the better. It can be used in very specific industries to do some good. If it's data analytics and looking at trends and looking at, a lot of, different data that humans would have a hard time sifting through. AI is great at that, but it's only as good as we are in the end, really. This is not general AI yet. No matter what anybody says, they're going to hype you up and tell you all this stuff. Why? Because they're making money. But really, they're not making money. They're burning through money. Look at how much money OpenAI is blowing every time somebody makes a Sora video. So look at the No Kings rally, right? AI burned through at least $5 so our president could make an AI video with him with a crown on, dropping a bunch of crap on people that were out there exercising their civic responsibility, the foundation of what America is. No matter if the president is for or against what the protest is about, our president should be excited for that, because that means that his country is engaged. That's what our forefathers created this country for. Not so that the guy can make a poop video. You know what I mean? And that's what AI. It's crazy. And so that what gets me really riled up is the reason why it's being invested in so much even though it's going to, in the end, probably harm most of us, harm our environment. Why can't we find people for $7 trillion to invest in energy infrastructure for American families when our powers are going up? Americans can barely feed themselves right now. They're struggling to pay their energy bills. They have to be out of the house for, more than 40 hours a week trying to work a job. So how can they be home to raise their kids? So their kids are going to be raised by these AI monsters. Do you know what I mean? It's like a dystopian fantasy, but it's hard to not get upset. But let's turn it around real quick. Let's look at something. Imagine if we had something called, like, I don't know, the People's Electric Company or the Citizens Electric Company, where the $400 billion that it takes each year to upkeep the infrastructure and to provide energy, what if the American people footed that $400 billion with the understanding that they will never pay more for energy than it costs to produce? We have the best technology we've ever had in the history of the world, and yet people are still struggling to pay energy bills while these one percenters reap the profits. It's crazy. It's crazy. And really all it would take is one law passed that says electricity is not a for-profit market. It's a human profit market where we measure how good it is and what it does in how it affects the daily lives of our citizens, not whether it enriches the pockets of these one percenters. I mean, Elon Musk just got $1 trillion pay package. So basically like 1/38 of the total American debt for one person, built on a company that he doesn't do all the work. Did he design those cars? No. Does he put them together? No. Is he trying to make automation so he has to pay less workers? Yes. How come that $1 trillion pay package wasn't $500 billion to him and then $500 billion split between all of the employees of Tesla? If they have all this money to give him, why don't they pass it down? You want to know why? Because the 1% has everything rigged for him. And we just have to be honest about it. And I'm not mad at them. I don't blame them. It's human nature to do things in your own interest. But all it takes is a change in us, in the 99% of us that don't make money off the electricity grid. How much better would it be if you invested not in an energy company on the stock market, but in a citizens energy company that is run by, let's say an appointee, a trust of 50 citizens, one from each state appointed by the government of that state to oversee the national citizens electric grid, to ensure that good power is available at a cheap rate that only costs what it takes to produce, because that is just how it should be now, guys. We have the technology. Water, electricity, gas should be seen as fundamental rights of the American public because you pay taxes, because you live in this country. And think of if you didn't have to pay the electricity company is making like $60 billion a year in profits on top of the $400 billion it takes to run the infrastructure. Well, imagine if that $60 billion in profits was gone, divided between all the people paying electricity. That's something like $400 or $500 per household, I think it was. I mean, what could you do every year with $400 or $500 more, knowing that you're only ever paying for the electricity you use, not so that some other person could get rich? I mean, they have been getting rich off energy for since the Industrial Revolution, guys. And all it takes is us to have a change, and then we just write laws for it. You know what I mean? And there are going to be a lot of people that will cry and scream about, oh my gosh, that's not capitalism, blah, blah, blah. Well, the only ones that are saying that are the people that are making money off of it. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone that makes money from the electricity companies. I never have. My parents don't know anybody. Do you know anybody? Are you one of the people? Or do you pay an electricity bill every single year just to survive? And wouldn't it be better if you knew that you were just paying for that energy because it's your country and that's the job of the country to provide those things? That's what I think our country should do. That's what I think our government should do. That's just me. It's like, if you're a 90s kid or an 80s kid, you remember Bug's Life, the movie from Pixar? Great movie. What is the line that the grasshopper says? He says, those little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure it out, there goes our way of life. Well, guys, America, that's like perfect example of the 1%. We outnumber them millions to 1. Yet they hold 30% of the wealth, and they're using it right now to take jobs and money and income away from us in a time where we need it most, just so they can get richer. That sucks. And the only reason that it happens is because right now we're allowing it. And as soon as we decide that it's not cool anymore, and we all come together and say, this is enough, it will end that fast. All we have to do is get people into the government that are for the people, that aren't beholden to private equity funds because they had a 30,000 plate dinner. Do you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. And I think we all know that intellectually deep down. And now we have the power to reach each other out on the streets like we always have, but we have this too. And it's amazing. I mean, think of it. So every like and every comment, every subscription for anything that you believe in is a little spark. And in this situation, you don't know where that spark is going to go. That spark could cause a video like this to pop into someone's feed, and it lights a conflagration in their heart that gets them out on the street. And you want to know why I know that's true? Because that's why this exists. The only reason I'm talking to you right now is because I just had to get involved, because I want things to be better for us. That's why I'm here. And a like from you and a comment from you, if you share these messages, you don't necessarily have to agree with everything that I say. But if you think that kind of movement in that direction is where we need to go, then please be that spark for someone else. Be that spark in yourself. Your phone has more power, and your finger has more power than we ever think about. It has the power to create hate, and we've seen it work, but it has the power to bring us together like never before. And we can do it. We can change it, America. So doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter what you believe, but if you believe we can work together, if you think that enough is enough and that we have to come up with a new way of doing things that is beneficial for the 99% of us that need it, that treats profit in terms of human gains, not just money. If American families have electricity that is cheap and available for forever, that is profit, baby. And anyone that tells you not is that all they care about is money. You know, if you know that your gas is always going to be on and it's going to be cheap and you don't have to go cold in the winter, that's profit, baby. That's profit. If you know that you're going to have clean water all the time, that you only get charged for what it costs, so that somebody that's private that didn't make the water, nobody made electricity, you know, alternating current was discovered by Nikola Tesla. Did he get paid for that idea? No, but look how much money is being made from it. You know, it is now within our ability for everybody to have it. So please be that spark. Give it a like, whether you're red, whether you're blue. Together, we're all purple. That is America. We can work together. We can get this done. We don't have to let this happen. You know, all it takes is us to put our foot down and say, it is enough. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. I will see you all later. God bless America. Thank you so much, all of you guys. Thank you for listening. If you got this far, it means so much to me. Please share it with somebody. Please comment. It really is. It's a spark. It's a spark. And it inspired me. I hope this inspires somebody and inspires you. If it does, that is worth more money than Midas, you know. Thank you so much. God bless America. I'll see you next week.